Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering art flip through video. So I'm continuing my journey through Commander product and we're on to the fourth deck from the original 2011 product. So this is the pre-con called Political Puppets. It's a red, white, blue deck with Zedruu the Greathearted as the lead commander, or probably if you're from the UK, as you I suspect would call it, Goatee McGoatface. So let's have a flip through and appreciate the artwork. So we have our alternate commanders. And it was a nice touch, I felt, with the whole series of including that cycle of dragons from the previous set. See there, we've also got a couple of commanders that aren't in all of the colours, and of course that opens up the possibility of then using this deck to expand out to other generals, other colour combinations. And I don't think I've ever really asked whether people would want me to revisit these decks in the framework of a Commander fodder episode, where we, take one of these precons and pick one of the legendaries which isn't the commander in the deck. So not the commanders or the alternates, but any other legendaries that might be included in these, and do a Commander fodder type episode, as I used to do with theme decks. So you can see we're moving through the higher rarities here. A number of interesting inclusions in here. Not surprisingly, from the title of the deck, Political Puppets, you can probably guess the strategy that is going on in here. I'll include a link to the Nostalgia series video that I did back in the day, where I actually flipped through these decks so you can see the full cards. Always nice to see a Howling Mine. I should maybe go through my collection and see if I have earlier artwork for that. I think I have a copy maybe around 4th edition. And certainly once I've exhausted my set musings for older sets, I am going to be doing a few more artwork focus videos, where I'm going to loop back and go through some older sets in some of my current video slots. I often wonder whether they were ever tempted to print these cards up in their original frames. I suppose it may have looked a little bit odd with sort of different era of borders, but I wonder if that was ever on the cards. Excuse the pun. Just hold that for a moment. I'm trying to remember actually. I know it happened with later Commander decks, whether they were using this as an opportunity to also showcase some cards from whatever set was, you know, had either just dropped or was about to drop. I know, of course, nowadays they line up the Commander decks you know, with sets because of all the additional decks they release each year. But I can't specifically remember at this point whether that was a thing. One of the nice things about my earlier nostalgia videos is I do sort of place everything on a timeline. So I sort of talk about different sets that led into the Commander product for a particular quarter in Magic's history for a certain year. So we have our vows. So this was a cycle in the set as a whole, and you basically got one of each for the particular colour of the deck. So here we've got the 3 for red, white, blue. We've got a ghostly prison in here. And as usual, everyone gets a soul ring. I still wish they'd used the original artwork myself, or something, yeah, something, not even that, I mean something with the flaming, I really like that flaming ring, you know, sun effect I suppose, something about that. So yeah, anything with a flaming ring on it. Journey to Nowhere. So yeah, we're now right into our commons. And I suppose by their very nature, when I first looked at these decks, these were the particular cards that I recognised the most. Now we get onto the non-basic lands. We're seeing the usual suspects, so the usual ways in which they fix for the colours, using, you know, affordable cards. So we've got the appropriate original Ravnica tap and bounce lands. We have an Evolving Wilds and a Terramorphic Expanse. And this was new at the time, the Command Tower. And now we get on to the basic lands. So for each of the colours of mana, there are 4 pieces of artwork, and they just repeat themselves as needed based on the amount of cards in here. So these particular mountains we've seen already. And the same with the plains. So we have the 4 pieces of artwork, and then the repeats. So I suppose for most of these decks, if not all of them, the most amount of repeats you get is 2 pieces of artwork. Of course, I'm probably going to be proved wrong now I've said that, because it looks like there's quite a lot of islands here, so we'll see. Yeah. So I should have kept my mouth shut. Yeah. I did say most of the decks, so probably I'm right. Yeah, there's a lot of blue in here. So for this one, yeah, there definitely was more than just 2 copies of each artwork. So there we have it, last card of the deck. So over to you, Cheeseboard, to take us out. Thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in the next video.